Welcome back to my channel Master Stoic Attraction. Peeling back the layers of hut truly makes a woman yearn for a man. Most people think the key to winning a woman's heart lies in making her feel good all the time, but if that were true, we do nice guys, those who always aim toplies, often find themselves overlooked. Truth is, many of these men are missing a crucial piece of female psychology. What I'm about to share might challenge your perspective, but harassed reality. Making a woman feel a lasting bond with you isn't just about giving her constant positivity. It's about creating an emotional spectrum. Women are wired to seek more than just happiness. They crave a dynamic range of emotions. Think about why so many are drawn to dramatic TV shows. It's not BAFTA, the storylines are always happy, but because the emotional twists and turns keep them captivated in relationships. The same principle applies. A woman who only experiences one emotion, even if it's a positive one, will eventually lose interest. Just like eating the same meal every day, no matter how delicious, gets boring. The real secret to making her miss you is crafting an emotional journey that keeps her engaged, where she experiences pleasure, anticipation, tension, and even moments of discomfort. It's the variety, the emotional depth, that makes her long for more. So, how do you create this emotional experience for her? And what exactly should you do to make sure she misses you when you're gone? Through countless conversations with men, one thing has become strikingly obvious. Many have a completely skewed understanding of what it takes to make a woman miss them. Before we can really dig into the core of the topic, this misunderstanding needs to be cleared upon. Of the biggest mistakes, positioning yours as her backup plan. It's a trap men unknowingly fall into. Take, for instance, the habit of constantly checking in with her. You might think that by frequently asking, "How's everything going?" you're keeping yourself and her mind, making her remember you. But in reality, what you're doing is cementing your place as her fallback option. If she starts to view you as theggy, who's always hanging around, just waiting in case things don't work out with someone else, she never you become her safety net. Natsomion. She's excited to see again another pitfall is trying too hard. Tovokuto's feeling. Some guys think that reminding her of shared experience, like saying, "Remember how great our time in Hawat was," will trigger nostalgia and make her miss those moments. But this approach can backfire. It comes across as almost manipulative, like you're trying to coerce her into missing you. And when someone feels that pressure, they instinctively resist it. It's the same discomfort you feel when a movie is overly sentimental, trying too hard to make you feel something rather than diminishing your value by being overlager. What works is a more subtle approach. I'm about to share some strategies that not only work but might you with their counterintuitive verita. Let's get into them now. Be preemptive and be 1. Be preemptive. The first strategy I recommend to men is to take control of his situation early on, long before a woman has the chance to miss you. This is what I call a preemptive approach. It's all about laying the groundwork, early creating a lasting impact before you're even thinking about how to make her miss you later. What does this look like in practice? Think of it as creating emotional time capsules. These are small purposeful moments that will eventually trigger her for memory of you. Take scent for example. Smell is one of Thestronus triggers for memory. So having a signature scent is a subtle yet powerful way to leave a lasting impression. Pick a distinctive slogan, something like Chanel Polo or CK, not Tucumon, but memorable. When she encounters that scent again, even if you're not around, it will transport her back to the moments you shared. We've all experienced this, smelling a familiar scent that someone to mind. This is just one way to create a subtle emotional anchor. Another powerful tool is the use of inside jokes or shared moments. By creating unique reference that only the two of you understand, you'll form a little world together. When you her open up and share things she doesn't reveal to others, you create an emotional connection. She will associate you later. When those same feelings are faced, they'll pull her back to thoughts of you. These techniques are most effective when used early in the relationship, but even if you are already well into it or trying to rekindle something, they can still work. Something as simple as introducing a new colon one. You're still in contact with an ex can start reshaping her memories of end on a high note. To number 2, end on a high note. The second key principle you need to understand is the importance of always ending things on a high note. This is especially crucial when reconnecting with a woman who has pulled away, whether it's an ex or someone you're trying to ignite a spark with when she responds supposedly, whether through a text, phone call, or even agreeing to meet in person. Many men fall into the trap of overstaying their welcome. The trick is to ensure she walks away from every interaction with positive feelings about you. It's easy to think that by sticking around longer, you can amplify the good energy, but more often than not, the opposite happens. Imagine the interactus climbing a hill. At first you're building momentum, the conversation, eyes engaging, and the mood is light, but the longer you stay, the more you risk the pin over that hill into the territory of diminishing returns, where excitement turns into complacency or even discomfort. This is particularly true when a guy is really into a woman or feeling vulnerable. The more time spent together, the more likely his neediness starts to surface. Comments like, "We can't we just give this another shot?" or any form of pressure can undo all the good vibes you've built. This will knock a hard pull back and potentially erase off progress you've made. The solution: pay close attention to timing. Make it a habit to walk away while things are still going well. Set a mental limit on how long you will interact and always be the one to end the conversation, even if she was the one to initiate contact. For instance, if she texts you to check and respond briefly, have a pleasant exchange, but be the one to conclude the conversation. This keeps her wanting more other than feeling like she's had her fill. It's a simple yet powerful move that most men miss, but it can make a world of difference in keeping her evoke mystery and jealousy. And number 3, evoke mystery and jealousy. The third strategy to make a woman miss you involves mastering the art of blending mystery with subtle jealousy. This is an area where many guys get it wrong, being too blatant in their attempts to trigger jealousy. For instance, casually mentioning that you're going on multiple dates or hanging out with other women every week across is forced. Not only does it seem manipulative, but it also tells her that she still has a hold over you, which weakens your position and makes you look like a fallback option. The key here is subtlety. Jealousy, when done right, should barely be noticeable, wrapped in a cloak of mystery. I've made the mistake before posting photos with girls on vacation in an effort to spark jealousy. In an accent of creating intrigue, it backfired. She saw it what it was, an obvious attempt to manipulate her emotions, and it lowered her perception of me. So how can you evoke jealousy in a way that feels natural and keeps her curious? The answer lies in keeping things ambiguous. Let's say shaking out your social media and Sissio at a concert, but there's no indication of who you. Instantly questions will pop into her mind. Who's he with? Is it a date? That uncertainty stirs her curiosity, and quiet L fuels jealousy. The mystery of it all will keep her thinking about you even though nothing was explicitly stated. A perfect example is my friend Ken, who went to a John Legend concert with a male friend after his friend's girlfriend couldn't make it. Ken posted a picture of the concert and suddenly all the women in his circle assumed he was on a date. The subtlety of not revealing companion was enough to trigger their curiosity and spark that emotional pull. You can do something similar when talking to your ex or someone you want to reconnect with. Mention that ya went skiing last weekend, but don't specify who you went with. If she asks for details, just say, "Oh, I went with a friend." That simple ambiguity keeps her guessing and wondering about your life, fueling the mystery. Another classic tactic is the Platine and beer move. The next time you are at a bar or restaurant, post a photo of a beer and an apple tea on the table with a caption like "Cheers to a great night." The teeny will subtly implicit you're with a girl, but you don't confirm anything. It plants the seed in her mind without directly stating what's going on, leaving her imagination to run wild. By mastering this balance of subtle jealousy and mystery, you'll keep her guessing and thinking about you long after your interaction is ended. The keys: letting her curiosity do the heavy music. Craft competition. Number 4, craft competition. Another powerful way to make a woman miss you is by introducing subtly. This isn't about sparking direct jealousy, but rather about making her feel like she has to compete for your attention. When a woman feels like she has total control over your emotions, thinks you're always available, she starts to lose interest. If you're the guy who seems to waiting around for her, especially after a breakup or when she's pulled away, it signals that she has the upper, and that dynamic is what you need to change. Think back to any time you've had the upper hand after a breakup. You likely felt a sense of power. The same is true for her when she pulls away. She assumes she has that same control over you, but when you subtly show her that she doesn't have fine influence, she believes she does. Her perspective begins to shift. One of the best ways to do this is by diving into something new. whether it's a hobby, sport, or interest, let's say. She reaches out to check in, and instead of you being at home sulking, waiting for her, she discovers that you've thrown yourself into golf, tennis, traveling, or any other activity that excites you. This creates a competitive dynamic. She realizes she's no longer the center of your attention. The truth is, she probably imagines you sitting at home checking her social media or feeling down about the situation. A lot of men fall into this trip, and when she sees it, she knows she's still in control. But when she finds out that you're out living your best life, skiing with friends, exploring new activities, it flips the script suddenly. She's competing for your attention. Again, by embracing new experiences and genuinely enjoying your life, you become more magnetic. Whether she's it through social media posts or hears it during a conversation, she'll start to realize you're not waiting around. This subtle shift can lead her to question whether she made a mistake by pulling away, sparking feelings of longing. Contrast this with the guy who's stuck in a rut, waiting for her to come back when she does reconnect with you. The difference will be clear. She will notice the energy in your voice and the spark in your eyes when you talk about your new passions. It will dawn on her the control she thought she had is gone. She may have even expected you to be her backup plan, but now she finds herself competing to be part of your vibrant new world. The real power comes from flipping the narrative. By not giving her the satisfaction of thinking you're just waiting, you position yourself as the prize. Music. Be different. Number 5. Stand out. Be different. The fifth strategy to make a woman miss you is to stand out by being different. One of the most powerful methods I often discuss in my videos is shifting the dynamic that a woman has come to expect from you over time. As she becomes familiar with your behavior, certain patterns or rules get established, especially if she feels she has power over you. For instance, if you've always been quick to reply to her texts, or you're readily available whenever she calls, or if you're constantly listening to her problems, these actions set up a dynamic where you've become predictable, and that predictability makes you less intriguing. So you break out of this pattern by changing up those familiar behaviors. If you've always been the guy who texts back, immediately take a step back. Don't reply right away or even leave her waiting. If you've always been available when she wants to hang out, mix things up by becoming less explosive. Subtle changes will catch her off guard, and she start to question whether she still has the same influence over you. Another aspect of being different is shifting your appearance or personality in unexpected ways. For example, if you never had a beard while you were together, growing one no creates a new version of you in her mind. This slight change forces her to see you in a different light, triggering intrigue. Same goes for your style. If she's used to seeing you in laid back, a tiramojan, her reaction when you show up looking sharp in a suit, she'll be left wondering what else is different. The seemingly small changes have a big impact by breaking her expectations and presenting a more evolved version of yourself. You not only keep her curious, but also remind her that you're no longer the same person she once had. Control over this shift in perception will make her start to miss what she no longer fully understands, whether it's a new look, breaking predictable patterns, or showing off a new skill or hobby. Embracing change keeps her intrigued and yearning for the person she thought she knew. And there you have it, 5 effective ways to make any woman miss you. If you've gained some insights from this video, don't forget to hit that like button. I'd love to hear your thoughts or personal experiences, so much easier to share them in the comments below. Also, if you found this valuable, feel free to share it with someone who could benefit from these tips. Thanks for watching, and until next time, bye.